Please listen to this message for you. It's from the groups of Phase 5 Record Show. When someone said we need to spread the news, we decided to share it through a song. Black crime, white crime, stop the dealing, stop the killing. It's time to kick that devil out your mind. Black crime, white crime, stop the dealing, stop the killing. It's time to kick that devil out your mind. Wake up, let's unite. 'Cause our lives matter. Rise up, protect your rights. 'Cause our lives matter. Stand up, let's unite. 'Cause our lives matter. Rise up, protect your rights.
Hey, Stephen Jones here with Rockin' the Valley, and we are on the Wake Up, Rise Up, the weekly show where you get a chance to meet a few of the people who are here on Wake Up, Rise Up, the concert for peace. And tonight we have the honor of having Supreme de
Resurrecta. There you go. The Resurrecta.
Resurrecta. Yeah, you got it.
Bringing dead things to life, like Mike Stain.
bringing dead things to life.
Yes.
I've got this refrigerator here.
Hey, if it come to my show, it's gonna work. It's gonna work, definitely.
I'll tell you what, this thing, I've only got 3 years in this refrigerator, and it's starting to buzz. It's like, wait a minute, these things are supposed to last longer. Anyway,
Yeah.
Resurrecta. Okay, I mean, what we need to bring to life is people starting to think about treating each other right. And you're down there in a hot spot in Philadelphia, right?
Yeah, it's getting bad down here with the young folks. Like, I work with kids. I'm a mentor, and I try to teach the kids, first and foremost, you got to respect each other. Like, it's a respect thing that's missing between young and old, young and young, old and young, and love. We really missing the key factor of life is to treat people like you want to be treated. If you don't want nobody shooting on you, why would you shoot somebody? If you don't want nobody slapping you or picking with your girlfriend while you with her, then you wouldn't want to do that with somebody else. And that's where something missing is like a disconnect. Whereas somebody feels like I'm bigger than life or bigger than God himself, and I can do whatever I want to do, but really you just ruining your life and somebody else's life. And I'm just trying to catch them when they're young. I got 12-year-olds that look up to me that I mentor, and I'm letting them know that, you don't have to be a gangster. A gangster is not about killing and it's just standing up for what you believe in. Is that don't you even want to be gangster, period? Why would you just want to be a human? Like if you got to title yourself an architect, a doctor, a lawyer. What would you want to be a gangster for? Where the end results of a gangster is death or jail, and That's what you want to be in your life. And a lot of kids look up to the younger rappers who want to be gangsters, and they all are gangster. Like, this music industry is flooded with so much gangsterism and disrespect, but it all comes to an end. Like, when they go to trial, when they go to jail, they try everything they can to get out. Like, you got Young Thug and his record label, which they consider in a gang, indicted in Atlanta. Chicago is off the hook. LA still have the gang problems that they have. Philadelphia is a rising in the murder rate. So our inner cities are missing something. Like, kids need to start listening to I Need Love or Will Smith again, because this thugism and gangsterism and keeping it real is all good until you go to jail or until you die. That's the only thing, the end results that I'm trying to preach. Like, if you really want to die and go to jail, then go for it. Do what you want to do, because in life you got the power to be everything you want to be that you put your mind to. And if you really put your mind to being the number one gangster in the city, you're going to be the number one gangster in the city, and you're going to die and you're going to go to jail. But if you want to be somebody, a productive, you might be the next Malcolm X or the next Martin Luther King, the next leader that this generation needs and respects, especially for the young folks,
Well, yeah. And it's interesting. You use a term in there that even Martin Luther King used in his speech. You want to be somebody. I am somebody. He uses something very much. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but you think, well, how does that go? I think, therefore, I am. Is that something like what you're talking about?
Yeah, definitely. You think it, you could be it. You see it, you could achieve it. If you really believe in something wholeheartedly, bad or good, it can happen. Power, life and death is in the power of the tongue. And it comes from a thought first. Then you speak it, and then it happens. And like I always wanted to be a great entertainer. That's all I ever wanted to be. So I'm getting my wish.
I've been trying to be a great entertainer, and I gotta tell you.
Now remember, entertainment comes in all forms. Like you're hosting a great show. You really you're doing it. Like there's no age.
I'm having a blast, man.
Yeah, you're having fun. Like I'm having fun. Like I'm not in it for the numbers or trying to get all the girls. And I mean, that's in my 20s. I'm 50 years old now. I don't need to impress nobody but me. And I'm impressing and entertaining audiences that like me.
I gotta tell you, what I'm really trying to do from the heart, I'm trying to get to people that pay me in Pudge's cheesesteaks. I'm just trying to get that. I can't get it worked out yet. But anyway, and that was that.
It goes back to what we say. If that's your goal and that's what you want to make happen, believe me, you're gonna make it happen.
Absolutely, if you're
gonna make it happen.
You know what that is, actually, and I'll get serious for a second here. Isn't that about faith? Faith is like a pea. You look at the
mustard seed. Faith of a mustard seed.
Yep, the mustard seed. You go to the right, you go to the left. If you have faith, you will make that mountain move. You go to the right, the left, over or under. That mountain will move.
It has to move.
Yes, it has no choice in the matter, and that's substantial. Now, my question here takes me to this: you're working with today's youth, with our troubled youth, the troubled ones, the kids that come in there looking all attitude and everything else. What are you seeing as a common thread between them, where these kids are just gonna? You look at that one kid and you say, this one ain't going to make it. He's going to be a badass. And by the time he's 15 years old, he's going to have a record longer than my arm. What's the gig with him?
The funny thing about it, I break a lot of those guys down because number one, they're kids. Like number one,
that's it.
They're kids. Like they're kids. I mean, I don't know what they went through the day before or the year before, or the lifetime they lived, or what their parents are like. But for real, deep down and all that, you got to dig all that stuff up. You got to dig all that thuggerism out. You got to dig all that gangsterism out. You got to dig all that. And you got to show them all respect. And number one, we cannot lie to them. We got to tell them the truth. And like, we got to let them know that they can trust us. And once you get that trust and they say, Supreme, I really can't talk to no one but you. And then when you talk to me, I'm going to let you be what you are, a 12-year-old kid, a 13-year-old kid. You want to cry? Cry. You want to scream? Scream. You want to fight and lash out and maybe go run around and let off some steam or go to the gym or something? We'll do that. But in the bottom line is they're mad because they got all this expectation to be grown or be tough or to be sexually active, and they don't want to do it. In the end, they don't want to do it. They want to be. I'll tell them the truth. When I was 11 and 12 years old, I was playing with Star Wars men. I was riding bikes. I had friends, and we looked at the older guys and we said, we want to be like them. And those older guys looked at us and said, no, you don't. You want to go to school and they were perfect old heads to us. So I am the perfect old head because I'm going by what the guys did for me. We looked like we was getting ready to get in trouble. Those older guys who weren't getting in trouble kept us out of trouble. Like it take an idiot to take a kid and say, come on, do what I'm doing. An idiot. Like it take a real heartless, cold person.
The thing is, the world's full of these idiots today.
Right.
Got them all over the place. You come on in, man. We're going to make it, go on. I don't even know if it's on because I don't watch that much TV, but you remember way back in the day when we were kids, they used to have, this is your brain, and then they would drop an egg in your brain on drugs. There was a lot of stuff like that. The Indian rowing in the boat saying about, the anti-pollution stuff. We don't have that kind of activism right now. People are so confused as to what their identity is, let alone what they're supposed to be. They don't know.
The kids.
Yeah, the kids are looking up to role models, and the parents. I just did a petunia here. But and the parents are trying to find their way. We've got an economy that's blood. Did you know? I just read this morning that out in California somewhere, gasoline is up almost to $10 a gallon.
Yeah.
It's almost it's $200 to fill my moose. I mean, my beast. Okay,
it's about 500. I mean, about $5 down here is getting there. It's getting there.
We're playing around the $5 level up here, and the thing is that parents are so inundated with just trying to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because they're comparing this administration to the Carter administration now, and we've got this idiotic war. I don't know who's right and wrong. I mean, I'm supposed to be an educated adult, and I'm sitting here looking at this stuff, and it's like, did you guys really say that? And I'm not talking about just Biden. And I don't want to get political here, but it's just the whole circus that's going on. A good friend of mine is a representative for the state level. And he and I got talking one time over lunch, and I said to him, I said, so tell me, are you going to be heading and trying for the federal? He said, I got to tell you what. He says, I'll step in front of a bus and get wiped out before I try to go for federal. He says, they are so much a mess down there. They can't figure out which direction to go. So if our leadership is having trouble, imagine what's going to happen to us, because it trickles down. And then you get the kids are trying to figure it out. A kid wants to go to school, learn his ABCs, and some screwball comes through the doors with an AK-57. Well, now we're going to have gun control. Well, that ain't working because of other crazy things. Why would a guy sell an AK-57 and body gear to an 18-year-old?
Right.
Well, you wacky? Come on. And,
it's our Second Amendment right.
Well, that's just it. It is correct.
It's our Second Amendment right.
It is the Second Amendment right, and he can do that.
But he's not his right to go kill nobody and not to have the proper background check. He's a kid. You don't sell him cigarettes until he's 18. You don't let him go in the club till he's 21. He can't vote till he's 21. Only thing you can do as a child is go to jail, and maybe possibly join the army at 18. But it's rules, it's regulations.
If a kid can die for his country at 18 years old, why can't he have a smoke or a shot of whiskey? I mean, I don't know.
Me neither. And the thing is, you got rules for one thing. The rules don't work for this; it works for that. It's a whole it's a confusing, contradictory world that we live in. And the one thing I try to depend on is what we talked about earlier: is my faith and who I believe in and what I believe in, and try to stick to that code. And then everything else that doesn't make sense, it got to kind of line up with where I'm at. Because, like I said, I believe in this. I believe this is right. I believe this is wrong. There is no gray. And if you want to play in the gray, that's where you really fall short of a lot of things. And that's when you have both sides of the fence playing against each other, playing against the middle. I play left. I play right. I know when I'm wrong. I know when I'm right. And when I'm wrong, I pray for forgiveness and I pray to get right. And when I'm right, I stand up for it and I stand up proud for it. And there's no government. There's no pseudo religion. There's no anybody that can tell me that I'm wrong, because I believe what I believe, and I believe what I believe is what I was raised on. I was raised by good parents, a great grandmother, a great aunt, mother, and grandfather, and I had uncles. I had old, like you say, the OGs in the streets. Man, they taught me well, and I think I've been taught to the point of I am a well-taught machine on how to be a great human being.
Yep, I'm hearing that. Now, you got all this behind you here, this strong faith, this devotion to kids and everything else. Now you're approached by Doug or Carmen to work with Wake Up, Rise Up. What are you going to do with that? How can you contribute with that whole thing?
Now the funny thing is, I met Carmen. We had a show together in Philly.
Okay.
And the guy who promotes the show was like, "Yo, she's a really great singer."
Yes, she is.
So we all, I love great entertainment. I love people that are good at what they do. Like, you are really good at what you do. I'm having a great time here. There's some interviews you can sit there looking like we both would just sit there and study each other. Like, all right, what's next? Who's gonna ask the first question? You're right. So you're doing a great job, and we're having a good time. So anyway, I look forward to seeing Carmen and meeting her. And she's and I think we all were on a correspondence on an email. And I think something with the Wake Up, Rise Up came to me in the email. I seen it as a tag, and it was explaining to me what it is. about the concert, virtual concert for world peace and blah, blah, blah. And I'm in that. I love that. Like, I love regular concerts. I love ratchet concerts. I'm an entertainer that'll entertain everybody, young, old, crazy, whatever. Whatever we're going to do, we're going to do it. Now, something that makes sense and is about something that has but I have a song called Rise and Grind.
Okay.
And I was saying, if my song with Rise and Grind actually has that, in the video, that cuts into a part, and it's always during a break, because it's called "Get Up, Get Out, and Be Somebody." That's the hook of the song.
I just love that song. I love that line so much. I really do.
And I say, I am, I guess it just naturally came to me because of Jesse Jackson and Martin Luther King saying, "I am somebody," and I love it. And it was an old hip hop song where the guy calls and responds and say, "I am somebody," and the crowd say it right back to you, and you feel like somebody after you hear that. So I said that would be a perfect theme song for this Wake Up, Rise Up. And it was like, oh, we already have a theme song, but we love your song and we would love for you to be a part of it, blah, blah, blah. So I said, yeah, I'm definitely down with it. So when she saw me perform the song, and when she saw another song I have called Queen of the Wobble, which is a popular line dance song down here, and she loved that song, so we became like cool. So she just started sending me your email and different emails of different people that I should get in touch with, and I just follow suit. I'm just following her lead. Whatever Carmen tells me to do, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. And I feel like I'm a part of this because, like I said, Carmen will say, "This is what we're doing, and I want you to do this," or send me your press release, and I'm sending her the press release right away. Send this person your press release. Send Rockin' the Valley your press release. And everything she told me to do, I'm doing. I don't know what stage I don't know where I'm performing. I don't know where I'm performing.
I just know
I want to be a part of this. World peace. I'm with anything with world peace.
Make sure you mention to Carmen that you still need a stage assignment because Carmen, I got to tell you what, Carmen is a one-armed paper hanger in a windstorm. She's like all over the place. She's got more going on, I'll tell you. So make sure you tell her. And the way when I have to get a point across to her because she is so busy, and Doug is the same way. And I mean, right. I've got the broadcast and all my other stuff. Sometimes I have to get a point across, and I found the most effective way is you take one email at the top of your subject that says, "I need a stage," and on the bottom, boom. Don't complicate because they're moving so fast to get things together because this thing is huge.
Right.
They got a lot to do, so you want to keep it simple when it hits them. And Supreme needs a stage. Okay, we'll do that now. Boom, 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 and they're done. Okay, and it just happens. And I gotta tell you, since I figured that out, okay, things can happen, and they're busy. I mean, Carmen, she works this thing 24/7. She's always on it, and same thing with Doug. There really are great people to work with. Okay, they are. And Sean, I felt that. Sean gets out of control. I got to tell you what. He has pulled more practical jokes on me. He calls me up last night. I'm working, trying to get some shows together. He calls me up. He's in the middle of a DJ show. And, what'd you think of this? And what the? And he goes, "Look at these people here." He goes, "We're dancing. We're having a good time." I said, "Well, I'm not having a good time. I'm trying to edit this here." And you blew the computer out. And that's the thing. We're having fun.
Right.
Like you say, we're having fun here. And we are having fun doing this.
That's number one.
That's number one. And the thing is, if we can show that we're having fun doing this, it's like, a crowd. A crowd attracts a crowd.
Yep.
And maybe fun will attract more people to have fun. And maybe instead of throwing bullets at each other, maybe we'll start throwing, ping pong balls.
I want to throw hugs and handshakes and just affection. Like, I mean, you get people scared to touch each other. I understand with the COVID and all that that had happened, and that got everybody away from everything from contact with people. So we kind of on another other side of that. So I when I greet people, I put my hand out to shake, and some of them do the pound. Whatever we do the pound. I do whatever you want.
My doctor did the pound.
I'm actually used to just grab a handshake, pull you in for the one hug, and that's it. Now in the Me Too movement, you're just scared to hug women in the wrong way. It's just we got away from everything that means good.
Well,
And everything that meant good is now turned to bad. Even news is more bad than good. Like we hear about the kids graduating way at the last 10 minutes of the news after we hear about 25, 30 minutes of bad weather, all the killing, all the shooting, and then the kid graduating school if he gets that mention.
yeah.
If he gets enough time to get that mention, it's the last 5 minutes of the news, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's us though. That's people. We could change that. We could change gas prices, and this is something that's going to happen from a few good leaders, a few good people that got a great voice that people really listen to, and everybody coming together, and that drops down to the other lower voices, to get to the people. Stop driving. If we stop driving these cars, because right now they're saying we can do whatever we want to these people, because we are a resilient people. Humans are resilient. You could put so much on us and we're going to get through it. We got through slavery. We went through slavery. We went through this. We went through a Holocaust. We went through everything possible that you could tragically do to a human, and we still persevere. So now it's like, let's charge gas. I don't know who's the culprit of why the gas is that high, because I assume we were getting oil from the Arabic nations. Now it's because of the wheat coming from Ukraine and Russia. So now whatever the lie you want to tell where this gas price is going up to $5, if everybody said, okay, fine, it's $5, but now we're not driving no more. Or either you open up our reserves, or you go back to Texas and all the gas that we used to make ourselves, we figure it out, or we're never driving again. That gas prices will be $1.99 in about a month. Well, that's a known fact. Anytime the people get together to do anything positive or the right thing, it's the boycott in Montgomery. Them people persevered through that as a unit and got those civil rights laws passed because of that. Now imagine America as a whole, black, white, yellow, brown, get together and we are power and unity, power and numbers, strength and numbers. Yep. Imagine that happen. Nobody drives. There might be a few stragglers that be like, forget y'all, I'm a drive.
We gotta go ahead. You have to go get milk, you know.
If the majority say we ain't gonna do it, I guarantee you the gas prices would be 99 cents. But I think it's a play, personally. I think it's a play to get these electric cars on the road.
Well, I stopped driving a lot. I mean, are you there?
I'm here. What the hell? Send the voicemail.
Hang on a minute. There you go. You're back.
There we go. Yeah,
Okay.
I did. But last time I accepted the call. I did accept. I tried to end it, and now I just send you straight to voicemail.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I stopped driving, not completely, but I am down to about. Usually, I go through a tank a week. Okay, my car gets about. It's not a car; it's an SUV. I drive an SUV. She's a tank. I call her the beast, and I'm good for when I'm doing all my driving. I'm getting about 15 miles to the gallon, and I'm going through about a tank a week. Now,
yeah, I think we together. I got a Lincoln Navigator, 2004.
We know what we're talking about here.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. And it's like I'm about a week.
Yeah,
and that's if I limit my travel. Like I can't go and hang out with everybody that need to pick up. Or I'm the one that usually drives and pick up. Now everybody gotta get there on their own because gas is too much money at this point.
I don't drive hardly at all. I changed doctors to a local doctor. I changed a lot of stuff. I'm down to about a tank and a half a month from four tanks a month. I cut way back.
I'm just surprised that to fill up there's like 115, 120 hours.
I fill up a half tank.
And it already was high for us because we had the bigger cars and the older models or whatever, or the bigger engines and the bigger tanks. But it's crazy. It's just ridiculous. And it's like everybody that got these little condo cars, they doing pretty good. Or the bikes, they doing pretty good. Even they're getting hit too. But like, imagine us guys, like we got trucks. Like
I live 10 miles, 15 miles north of Allentown. Okay, so I'm out of, not completely out of civilization, but I'm far enough out that I gotta drive to get this stuff.
You gotta get there, yeah.
My son, lives an hour and a half from me, and when you go to his town, he's so far out that if you look out his back window, you see the edge of the earth. Okay, so yeah, he's way out. And it's 30 minutes to get to a store to go food shopping. Doesn't matter. So so I mean,
And that's what they know this, and they
yeah.
know we got it. We have to drive. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like I said, if the day come together and they came on CNN or Fox or whatever you look at, and it said, "Americans, we not driving no more," I would be right there with you.
Yeah.
I would stop driving. I would
I
literally stop driving.
just to say, I watched about four or five different ones. I finally had to stop because I was losing sleep because it just got too crazy for me. I couldn't take it no more. But let's bring this back around here to talk about Wake Up Rise Up just a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because I mean we're talking about gasoline here, but talking about Wake Up Rise Up. So you got yourself involved. You got this big message you're coming out with.
Right.
You've got your band here, the Supreme and
the new experience.
Okay, so what is Supreme and a New Experience? Is that what kind of music is that? Or what's your thrust?
Hence my name, The Resurrector. I was in a band called The Resurrect. We were really big. We was huge. And The Resurrect, one of our members had got breast cancer. So instead of opposed to continuing with a new guitar player and moving on and, not to this place, but just have a feeling until she gets better, we chose to take a break. So I said, I wanted the name The Resurrector always be remembered. So I called myself Supreme The Resurrector because the resurrect actually meant we are so live, we bring dead things to life. Anything that's a part, you got a boring party, you better hire the resurrect. So I'm the front man of the band. So I didn't want to lose the momentum that we had, just in case the plan was to really get back together as soon as because we believe with the power of faith that she was going to be healed. And she is 100% cancer free. Right.
Wow.
So, right. But the band never got back together. But I started, have your own thing, man. So I was like, all right, well, I'll say Supreme and a New Experience. That's just me and my DJ, Exotic D. We're going to just mess around with some new music. We got recruited Chuck Treese, David Ivory, and who produces The Roots and a lot of other famous people. So we produced a record called Pimpalicious. So it was all my funk stuff that I didn't really do with the band because we were mostly rock and hip hop. So all the funk hip hop stuff that I really loved, I did it. And they said, well, you got to put a band together. We got live instruments on this stuff. We got live drums, live horns, and just you and the DJ ain't going to look right. So I put Supreme and a New Experience together. Got a LLC on it. My manager at the time was Kevin Frank from Silver Tide, the drummer. So he was like, yo, we got to get this band together. So we got some of the baddest players in the world. Chuck Treese, Paulette Branson, Bird Williams. I mean, we had a lot of people. We had a 12-piece band. We had 4 backup singers. We were bad, and I loved it because it was my dream to be a part of something like this. It was like I felt like James Brown or Parliament Funkadelic, and I was like, I'm the band leader, and this is my band. But then, as the band leader, you got to pay these people. You got to pay every gig. These people got their hands out. Like when you got a 4-piece band, y'all know y'all broke. Y'all know y'all coming in this together. We in the garage together. We made a demo together. We were putting our money in this together. But the band is like, especially Hired Guns, is like, yo. We don't care about what your troubles are. We want our money because we just played the World Cafe. And I was taking pay cuts for myself to make sure they got paid, to make sure they paid every time. I just wanted to do it right. So anyway, that got too overwhelming. And a young lady from Lehigh Valley, Whitney Payton, I actually got her shirt on, working out in it today. Shout out to Whitney Payton. She was like, and a guy named Bruce, who's my brother, they took me on the road by myself. And I said, okay, I'm going to put the band. One thing about having a band that you put together, you can put it to bed too. So I put it to bed. And I went on the road with Bruce to Detroit and just down south. And then I went on a tour with Whitney Payton for 3 years. And she was one of real popular artists in Lehigh Valley and then turned national and went through her situation. And she took me, we had a song together produced by A-Mac from Allentown also. And Dave Ivory met her and put us two together, and we became really good friends. And she like, I want you to go on tour with me. And I went on tour. First time I went on a national tour in my life. I've been in different regions. As a touring artist, solo, one song in her set that we do together got me so much notoriety and fame. And then I got hooked up with celebrity boxing. And I was supposed to fight this big rapper down in California, in Miami, and he flaked out on the deal. But through that, all that publicity, Supreme's name got really big, national. Insane Clown Posse, all these places that people that we perform with, we opened up from people from Insane, Tech Nine, everybody, right? So this girl is bad. She's still bad. She's still doing her thing. That's my little sister for life. So anyway, I see all these different. I said, man, I really just want to get my band back together. I really want to get my. So I waited from 2016. We get off tour. She moved to Arizona. I'm still in Philadelphia. I got this dream of this band. I'm still making music. I'm with my brother from Wu-Tang Clan, Judah Priest. We started 144,000 Chosen Few, a rap collective, and I'm just still feeling incomplete because I want my band. So God willing, and I guess when you want something bad enough, He will make it happen. So me and Dave, we did this song called Funktastic. I have a cousin, a brother-in-law, like he's like a cousin to me. All I was really missing was a drummer. I just needed a drummer. I get a good drummer, I could put everything around it. I got a DJ, CJCL Smooth. I got DJ Exotic D, and I said, how about we just need a drummer? And then this guy who's been with me for 3 years, family. I take him to and I know he plays for church. I guess he figured, like, I don't play as a caliber drummer as you're looking for. I'm just a local church drummer. So I take him to an open mic. We bored one night. It's COVID. Not COVID is over. They're starting to open up. The open mics are starting to open up. I say, oh, come on, just come on down. We play these songs with me. If you want, whatever you play, I'm going to just jump on. Just messing around. I look back, this kid can really play. I'm like, damn. I said, you can really play the drums. He was like, yeah, but and I was like, you've been with me for 3 years. And his name, we call him Sunshine. I said, Sunshine, you've been with me 3 years. We've been looking for a drummer. We even had drummers that I said, if I was you, I would have been like, yo, Pop, I don't even need this drummer. You need me. I mean, that's how humble he was. He was just happy to be around. Anyway, God's good. So I found out this kid can really play. We put it in motion. Funktastic comes out. I start featuring the members of the band in the videos, you know what I mean? And then I said, we have our first show with Dave Ivory. Dave Ivory presents Funktastic release party. So I said, this is going to be our first band show. So the band technically is 2 DJs and a drummer and me as a front man. And we got all our music on the records. We could play, all my tracks that I've done over the years, which are a lot. We can go back we got a whole catalog of me. I got 2 hours and a half worth of music if you just want to do me. Then you open the door to all the different things that they can do together with the DJ scratching and the drummer playing. That's a whole nother plethora of music. I said, this band is the loudest band on the planet. I bought him some drum sets. We got drum sets, electric drum kit. So that way, if we had a venue that don't have a drum kit in the venue, we could set up our electric kit and still get the same sound. So anyway, that's Supreme in the New Experience at this point. And going forward, I'm going to phase me back a little bit, and I'm going to phase the band up a lot. And I want us to be a band. I just want to go out of here in a blaze of glory in a great band. You know what I mean? I want to be the Rolling Stones when all this is said and done. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we at now. We're going to make a new album, all material produced and recorded by the band with Dave Ivory and Chuck Treece's help and Mike Lowe and different producers that play, because I wanted to be live. I don't want it to be electric. I wanted to be like the new version, a funkier version of the Roots. You know what I'm saying? And you know how we all know Black Thought and Questlove are from the Roots, but you know the Roots. You know Chuck D from Public Enemy, but you know Public Enemy. Like, I want you to know Supreme the Resurrector is the greatest front man of all time because he's a member of Supreme and the New Experience. You know what I mean? So that's where we at with it right now. So Funktastic is out now, is on all platforms. But we still have the 3 songs that I put out that were very inspirational: Paper Chase, Rise and Grind, and Swing for the Fences, which was pretty much about going for your dreams and going for your goal. And that's how a lot of these schools have been getting in contact with me through those songs. And they're like, yo, these kids are really, and the kids really resonate. Because I'm like, okay. They're like, why you make songs about this? I'm like, because
well, tell me.
We believe in peace, unity, love, and having fun. And your generation believe in murder, death, kill. So I'm combating, and I'm doing a lot of the songs in your style, but with a different message, and they really like it. So I was like, man, maybe I'm on to something here.
What's your website so other people can find you?
Yes, so you can go to Supreme, SUPREEM, and thenewexperience.com, and that's where everything is. And of course, you know the Instagram is Supreme DR or Supreme and the New Experience on Instagram, and Facebook is Supreme and the New Experience or Supreme the Resurrector on Facebook. But I'm all you gotta do is type me in Google. All my information will come up. Supreme the Resurrector, and that's SUPREEMDAREZAREKTA 'Cause I spell it like a hip hopper, resurrector.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, we're about out of time. Okay.
Okay.
We've done a great interview here. Found a lot of good stuff. Looking forward to
Pleasure.
seeing you on your stage and
Pleasure.
more of Supreme and the new experience, or however you
Yeah.
present everything there. I applaud you for working with today's youth and bending a few trees back where they're supposed to be. That's a tough
Thank
job.
you.
That's a real tough
Yes,
job.
yes, it is.
So we're just gonna keep on going, and we're gonna see more of you on the 21st. It's gonna be a great show.
Yes.
As Ed Sullivan used to say, we have really great shows.
Really good show.
You know, I think his collar was too much starch. Really,
He all up in the neck. It's all about the no neck. But he had it going on though. Everybody remember that to this day. From the 50s and 40s to now.
Oh my God!
He made a mark. That's all I want to do, man, is make a mark. I just want to make a mark.
You know, it's funny, and we'll wrap it after I just make a real quick statement. That was my thing when I got started with Rockin'. I just wanted to make a difference. That's it.
Mm-hmm. So it's just very simple.
Yep. So with that, Supreme, thank you so much for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
You've been a joy. You've been a joy and a pleasure, man.
Yep.
Joy and a pleasure. And shout out to Carmen Bryant, man, because like I said, I'm just following her lead. If she said go left, I went left. She said go right, I went right. And I hope this leads to like a lot of more gigs that my band, because like I said, we're a new band. We're an old band, but we're technically a new band. So we're getting our gig feet with the next show is July 15th at the Rivet Canteen and Assembly up in Pottstown. Very great venue. That's going to be pretty much our second gig, but as the new experience. But this new experience that I've come from, we've been all over the place, and I've been all over the country. So I'm just grateful to be here and still be relevant, and hopefully still make my mark. You know.
There you go. So
thank you.
Anyway, we're going to say good night. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. This is Steve Jones with Wake Up, Rise Up, the weekly show. Have yourself a great night.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Please listen to this message for you. It's from the groups of Phase 5 Record Show. When someone said we need to spread the news, we decided to share it through a song. Black crime, white crime, stop the dealing, stop the killing. It's time to kick the devil out your mind. Black crime, white crime, stop the dealing, stop the killing. It's time to kick the devil out your mind. Let's unite. Our lives matter. Rise up, terrorize. Our lives matter. Stand up, let's unite. Our lives matter. Rise up, terrorize. Our lives matter.
It doesn't matter if you're black or white. Love your brother, love your sister, please treat them right. Don't wait until they're almost dead to feed the poor, even with a loaf of bread.
Let's unite.
Yeah.
Our lives matter. Rise up, terrorize. Our lives matter. Stand up, let's unite. Our lives matter. Rise up, terrorize. Our lives matter. Bring your hand, bring your hand in the air. Put your hand in the world. Show the world that we care. Wave your hand, bring your hand in the air. Put your hand in the world. Put your hand in the air.
Breaking news is the same old mess. Someone got shot, can't snitch, no arrest. Here's the basic information before leaving Earth. Open up that book, it's all in the Word.
Second Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways. Then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sins and will heal